What's the word? What's going down?
Work.
Same here.
Work like a motherfucker, man. I just been constantly working, man. I ain't had no time to actually sit back and, enjoy the time. It's just been constant. Lay my head down, get up, get on the move. You know what I mean? But, for the most part, man, it's life, That's exactly what it is, man. How was y'all 4th? Y'all 4th was good?
I don't really do too much, to be honest with you.
No?
I just kicked it. Got some food.
Y'all ain't blow no shit up?
Nah.
You kept it light.
Kept it real light. Chill day.
Everybody, man, shit. I bought a little bit of fireworks.
Not
too much. Man, this shit expensive.
Yeah, bro. That was the plan. I really wanted to go grab some shit because I had got some shit in the mail.
Yeah.
It had like the little deals on it.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of was like, I don't know. I think I just got lazy. I got off work. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna
they were selling them everywhere though. It's just the fact that prices on them motherfuckers. I was like, damn, man, I could put this towards something else. Fuck this shit.
I could pay a bill with this.
Oh shit.
I'll blow some shit up later.
Yeah. Telling you, man, but no, it wasn't bad though. We barbecued, kicked it. It was decent.
That's real.
Yeah.
We back again.
Yeah.
Brand new episode, No Insurance Podcast. Nathan Great, and I got my dogs.
Trouble T in the building, man. Once again, I and team representing.
So, then we got the big homie with us.
Yeah.
Gang. What's good? V, a.k.a. Vice Versa. Dig, you call me Jiggy.
This man got so many AKAs,
Jiggy, though. They with the fastest.
No, for real, though. Fresh to death.
Appreciate
It's
you.
like, matter of fact, bro, when you start really fucking around with the fashion for real, like wearing these different pieces, you might have some stacked jeans, you might have a oversized tee. Like when you start really fucking around.
I really started getting the clothes like 6th grade.
Oh,
right?
young man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like Kanye, Lupe, Pharrell.
Yeah.
I started taking it more serious like middle school, because that's when like all the schools kind of collide, and now you got more people, you got more girls, so it's kind of more of an incentive to get fresh.
Of course.
So yeah, in middle school, shopping at like Zoomies. You had like Odd Future and ASAP Mob came out, so it's like
Right.
all the skater brands. I never skated, but I was just into like how fly like
They
skaters,
dress.
like the designers that were behind the skater brands really took to their craft,
Yeah.
like they were the ones that really took it to that level, from like Stussy to like Diamond Supply, DC. I never really got into Supreme because that was more like a West Coast type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was more like
Well,
anything
folks
that you can
rocking
find
it.
in Zoomies, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So boom, early on stuff was like, Lupe, the Cool Kids, Kanye, Pharrell, and then skater stuff, got into that swag. So from like 6th grade was like the earliest that I really got into it. And Jordans too. Like Jordans,
Facts.
it kind of died out now, but at that point it's like 2011 was when Jordans was like at its peak, where resale was ridiculously high.
yeah.
People were always camping out for shows. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Jordans, skater brand stuff, and then like early hip hop, like 06 to 08 era.
So check this out then. Now you said you started getting with the fashion right now. As you started putting out your first pieces or putting stuff together, what made you stand out from everybody else?
My storytelling.
Okay.
So I'm really big on telling a good story, because that's what ultimately keeps the piece timeless, and that reflects also into music. Right? And so I was always so heavy with like what resonated with my life in that moment.
Okay.
That it would be a reflection as to what I created. It was just my personality, what I was going through, what like literally with relationships, with friends, family. And that ultimately up until this point is what still carries on the design philosophy.
Okay.
So yeah.
So do you ever see pieces that you like on other people and try to like put it in your own way?
Absolutely. I think, of course, hip hop
Yeah.
is like the main engineer to the style and to storytelling. So, especially with being with the ops now, it's like that's always been the incentive. So my brothers, shouts to Brian and Christian, my 2 older brothers, they were the ones that kind of drifted me into hip hop at a very young age. And so when they became their own artists, they became DJs when I was around like 16, 15. That was my first taste of creative direction.
Okay.
So it was like creating the visual universe that surrounds the music. So yeah, they were doing everything from hip hop to EDM to house. And so I wasn't really as strict with what my creative direction was, and I was still in high school, so I didn't really experience life like that. But it was just more of like a playground for me to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, a lot of times with fashion nowadays, everyone looks the same.
Absolutely. It's yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like mandatory. Like no matter what you put on, you see it pretty much the same shit on everybody. Now, for you to put your outfits or like your pieces together, like how's the creative like mentality go into that as far as putting your pieces together? Because you know you gonna see the same stuff, but like what makes you say, no, I'm gonna change this up and do it like this? What, like, how is your stand on it pretty much?
My approach is it's resonates with what creative projects we're doing right now. So to get testimony as of late with Bruce had did his last project, right, that came out like about a month ago, and each video that I helped him direct had a piece that was telling a story.
Okay.
And so if I, you know, that being the pieces that were telling my life story right now, like that's how I'd approach it, and it becomes a conversation starter, you know.
All right.
And then it can kind of just lead on to the spiritual lessons that I'm trying to digress to people that not only resonate with those videos that we directed, but also with the clothes and things that are going on in the world right now, and just to create a connection with people.
Right. So the piece that you have on now, what's the story behind that?
This is a very special piece. This is probably the deepest piece, and in my opinion, my best piece up to date. But this piece was released at a college in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I was with this girl at the time, and when we had split, I was going through like family betrayal, friend betrayal, and then I split off from her. But it was so consistent and so within a short amount of time that I knew something spiritual was taking place, right? And so, you know, we deal not with flesh and blood, but of principalities and spiritual wickedness, right? We deal with spirits within people.
Absolutely.
And you know, I was just blessed to have been given the knowledge from the Most High in that time, knowing that when there's darkness in people and they see a light in you, that darkness is going to retaliate against you, and it's to never be taken serious. It's just to be, your spiritual eyes have to be open to recognize and to discern what's going on. Right. And so when I was going through this betrayal through family and friends, like these were artists that, you know, I was creative directing for, it kind of just became a reflection of the piece. And so the front is the Medusa face. It's a, you know, the snake head. It's like, it's a symbol of cutting off snakes, essentially. And the piece was supposed to be for a show that we were going to hold in the college for my friends that I was creative directing for. And then the philosophy club started tweaking after me and this girl split, because she went to go running off her mouth to them, told them a bunch of lies, and they were like, yeah, never mind, we can't have this show. So I put in all this time and effort to design this piece.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, like I knew I had to deliver it somewhere else within the school, because the message was so strong, and I knew that it had to be shared. And I gave it to the art class instead. And so, yeah, boom, right? You see the back. I don't know if I can turn it.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All
right on.
Tree of God philosophy.
Boom, Fear of God philosophy. Carthage Caravaggio. So yeah, Fall of Rome was actually taken from a Lupe line that he did around his second album. And so Fall of Rome, the Romans were the ones that crucified Jesus. Right, because they were known as the Pharisees. It's like the religious people, the people that appear to be righteous on the outside, but internally they're spiritually dead. And so Carthage is a Christian school. And so after I delivered the piece to the college, this girl went to go run off her mouth, told the head of the school. She wasn't there. She was like, yeah, he's causing a commotion in the classrooms. Wow. He's threatening the school with weapons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, she took it
tweaking.
that far.
Yeah,
Take it to the
she's
fed
taking it. She a fed, whole fed, bro, whole fed.
Yeah, watch these people, bro.
Yeah, watch out for these white hoes. No, real talk. You gotta watch out for some of these white hoes.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, straight defamation of character.
Man.
So,
damn.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, so I get an email from the dean of the school is like, yo, we heard you came into the classroom, causing an interruption, yada, yada. We're going to ask you to not come back ever again. Man. Whole time, the classroom and the students and the teachers were all well receptive of it. Yeah. Like, you know, I of course, I just came through without notice, but I was like, yo, is it cool if I give out these t-shirts? Mm-hmm. I have visual proof that they were cool with it. I had them standing like they were wearing it. It's cool. And so ultimately, you know, this piece, when you scan it, there's a presentation that goes with the piece. The presentation is my personal testimony as to how I was saved by Christ, right? It's being born again in the spirit. Mm-hmm. So in scripture, it talks about in order to follow God, you must be born again, because we're born once in the flesh, but to be born again in the spirit is when in your spirit there's conviction that is placed upon you when you go through certain things, like betrayal. So it was my ability to take the betrayal and to form it into something positive, to give back, into humility. Mm-hmm. Because there's spiritual wickedness in people, you know, I was persecuted and lied on, and they were trying to take away my First Amendment right for the freedom of speech.
Exactly.
So a year later, I came back to the school because I had half the production left, came back to the school, dropped off the pieces. I'm like, y'all not about to shut me up. Like, I'm about to do what I got to do.
Damn right.
Came back, boom. Bro, about a month later, I landed in jail. Damn. Yeah, gang. Like, I got landed in jail because there was an order of protection sent on me. And even though that person wasn't there, like this girl that lied on my name, that told the school that I threatened them with weapons, told the feds that I threatened the school with weapons based off of me giving them t-shirts. So I'm like, bro, y'all goofy. I still came back and I still gave him t-shirts.
Right on.
But then I went to jail because that order of protection was broken. I didn't know I was going to go to jail because nothing to that extent with no type of, you know, informative or federal girl has ever happened to me. So I was like, whatever.
Did you even know they had that on you though?
I knew that it was on me, but I didn't. I was expecting them to do more like investigation to figure out
what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, because like if you say like this person threatened me, I'm expecting that they're gonna really look into that and see what the truth is.
They're supposed to.
Right, they're supposed to. Yeah, because they're like, if you're trying to put an order, like, what if that was somebody's parent or somebody's child?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Like, if that's if you have a child involved and your parent is trying to put an order of protection on you, and you can't see your child based off a lie, like, you would expect the feds to look deeper into the context of what's going on.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm thinking. And when I had a chance to fight against that protection, I would have to go all the way up to Kenosha to fight that.
Damn.
But I'm like, I'm not about to do that when I never cared to see this goofy in the first place.
Right,
like, you feel me? Like, I'm just trying to be about my business, do my fashion, give the clothes out and whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro. Ended up in jail. I got bounded out for $25,000. Crazy. It's a crazy story, bro. Like, this piece gets deep. Wow. But this is how much like in-depth concept goes into it.
Okay.
But Christ says that you will be persecuted for following him, because just the servant is not greater than the master. It's like when you stand for what's right within the spirit, you're going to have to go through the tribulation of the spirit.
That's real. You're going to get tested.
You're going to get tested. But that's when the elevation comes. Like, he uses the enemy to elevate you.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because at least then it shows how far you're going to go to get your freedom.
Exactly.
And the seeing that they pretty much defamed your character. They ain't even look into it. It was just off word, like threatening. You know,
right.
Well, let's go deep into this order. Instead, they just went off the word that they heard from her. They decided as soon as he touched down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, as soon as they touched down, they was on that. And because nobody else was involved, it was just me, and I knew nobody was harmed, nobody was threatening nobody or nothing. So I was just like, okay, boom, like I'm just show them the truth. Like, here's visual evidence. Nobody was touched.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is t-shirts, this is fashion, this is like me trying to give knowledge to the kids. Like, y'all call yourself a Christian school.
Right.
You come against when people are trying to really give the word of God to people.
Oh, they get scared.
Yeah.
They get scared fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, especially when you actually bringing the truth to the school. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow, man.
Fast forwarding after that, the greater. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
now,
that's true.
Where we at right now, you feel, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you're working with the ops.
Mm-hmm.
you got your own thing going as far as just photography in general, taking pictures, getting people like, getting them glassed up so where they can present it to somebody else, or somebody sees your work, which gets more word for you. Like, oh, that's who it is. Holla at him. We need to see what's going on. So like, when did everything start to just take off? You know what I'm saying? Into like, yeah, okay, now I'm really moving. Now I'm doing shit I probably didn't think I would be doing right now. But like, when did everything just start to kind of come together?
So that actually took place like 2 years ago. I was creative directing for an artist by the name of Vela Villain. But we had connected through his cousin. And Vel, he's engineering his own sound of like conscious drill. It's really aggressive, but at the same time we were trying to emulate a more like spiritual take. So when it came to the creative direction, from the pieces to the listening parties to the music videos, it was all in line to just preach a bigger message. Yeah. Well, we still got to stay in tune with the youth. Like, we know what the youth like. Yeah. And we're not shutting people's story. You know what I'm saying? Because people come from different backgrounds, and it's kind of just a product of your sound and your life experience.
You have to learn how to bring it to them in the way they're going to listen.
Exactly.
So that drill, it would help because that's what they listen to.
Exactly.
If you bring it to them in an aggressive way, it's going to catch their ear. But then when you hear what he actually saying, it can actually change what you think. Yeah,
absolutely.
I like that. That's different.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So boom, like 2 years ago is when we really tapped in on creative direction for his projects. But the main thing that led me to the ops especially was our listening parties that we held at Juggernaut. Yeah. So Juggernaut is, some of you may know, is a boutique downtown on Dearborn. And the main rap group that was known for collaborating with him was the Treated Crew. Right? And I don't know if you guys are familiar, but like that's what Mike Terror and Jesus Peace was Treated Crew, like before they had created the ops. And so that year I was doing like homage to the Treated Crew, and it kind of caught their attention, right? So Treated. Mm-hmm. So it caught their attention, and this is a funny story, I gotta say it, but I had created, their most popular piece was a Treated crown, right? The hat. Mm-hmm. It came out like 2012, 2013.
Right.
And at the time I was like too young to like be involved with that scene because they were older. I'm still in middle school. I don't got no car to get around. Like I'm staying up all the way up north. So like, to pay the homage, I made my own crown just for me though. Like I didn't make it to like resell it or nothing. But I understand how certain people will feel about that, like, because it's their own brand. Mm-hmm. They might not take it in a well receptive way. But I had talked to Mano. DJ Mano was like the main dude of the Treated Crew, who was at the time like he was touring with Kanye for the Yeezus tour. Right. And he had asked me like, yo, where'd you get the crown from? And I told him straight up like I made the hat, because like you can't get that hat like 10 years later. And he's like, yo, I appreciate the love, but like you would have to get that based off of just showing us love, and we would just gift you one. So boom, fast forward, we were doing this listening party for Vel at Juggernaut, and then another Treated Crew member at the time that was working in the spot, he would like drew like interest in Vel's music, and he gave me like the hat that they had in the back just sitting, and it was like the rarest one. It's like a white satin hat, like icy. Super icy. So he had gave me that hat, and I linked up Vel with him, and that ended up being his manager like now. So it kind of all just came into fruition.
Yeah.
So we had his listening party there on Juneteenth of 2022, and the rest after that was history, because then we had linked up with them, and then from that I kind of drew closer to like Mike and Bruce. I met Mike off the real random. Like in that same frame of time, I met Mike at a coffee shop because this one girl was performing. And then boom, from that same week, I was introduced to Bruce through Mel, who was another ops member at the time.
I know.
So yeah.
That shit was just meant to be.
Yeah, it was just meant to be.
I mean? That's definitely what it was.
Yeah. So coming back to that question is like, that's when things started to really form. It was like, it started from my small group of people. Yeah. And then kind of just tapped into the older generation. But yeah, I mean, to any artist that's watching this, like any musician, what I would suggest is to stay in tune with both your youth and the older generation, because to be an OG, from what I've seen from my OGs, is like the people that stayed in the middle to be the medium between the younger and the older.
Yeah,
you know
bridge the gap.
You want to stay in tune with everybody.
Absolutely. That's the best thing to do.
And that's kind of where I forgot who said it, but it was like we need to just go ahead and make a genre for like hip hop.
Yeah,
but let's not cancel out.
You can't cancel the youth.
You gotta have that medium in there, because like
one thing
ain't hate come from the ones that consider the architect. You know what I mean? So when you
the hate come from people that don't understand.
Yeah, but like a lot of that comes from the ones that they've been around for so long. So now when you see where it's headed, they first to kind of like, man, what's going on? So when you don't have that, so now when you get certain artists that do want to be that medium, like, no, listen to what he's saying. Dude, actually wrong. You just got to get it from his perspective. So it's like, well, that's the good thing about what I see now. Like when you see the older artists like that win the big awards, when at one point it seemed as if they was canceled out. So now, but then they extending that olive branch to the youngest.
Yes,
I think that's dope, because now the young artists get that game soaked up from both sides. So while he getting the advice or game from dudes his age, now he getting the ones that's a lot older also to like break it down to them.
But that's the way it's supposed to be,
right? And that's how I feel it should be. But then like
I hate
got the ones that just don't.
That's the ones that I dislike.
Like, damn,
I dislike the ones that just want to just shut the whole youth off because they feel like they ain't talking about nothing. You got to understand something, man. You was young at a time too.
At some point,
and it was certain things that you like when you were younger, and your parents was like, "Why you like that shit?" So you got to understand where the youth is coming from. The youth. You was a youth at the time, so you got to see it from their point of view, also from yours, and then that's the best way you can make something happen. But you got to understand them too. Like if you just, a lot of times people just hear it and be like, "I don't want to hear that shit." No, give them a chance. That's the whole point. If you give them a chance, then they can actually show how creative they are. But if you shut them off, how you think they gonna be? They gonna have all these attitudes. They ain't gonna care what the older people thinking, because you keep shutting them off. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, like you, once you bridge the gap and you, like you said, come from young side to the older side, man, it's the best way to go.
It's like heaven from that point on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got both sides. So now you know how to go about dealing with reacting and you know what I mean? Especially with social media, everybody get deep caught up in it. So in one way or other, you find yourself doing shit you said you know what I mean? So that's what it is. But
speaking of social media. Now, before social media, you was putting your pieces together. Now, speak on how social media advanced how you can brand your shit now.
Visuals is very important.
Yes,
like visual representation is very important. And so before I was into design, I was a photographer. So like I already knew like the incentive of like the importance of what catches people's eye.
Yeah.
So when I started doing pieces and art, it strictly was geared towards social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing if you know how to use it. Just be genuine with it. That's the only thing I got to say. Is like I know that it expanding out to a lot of different corny outlets, but as long as you be genuine with it, people will feel it. You know, like some people, like there's a lot of like TikTok artists that people like to talk about, whatever. Like it's kind of corny in terms of the branding because there's just so much you see. But I mean, just use what you got to use and what resonates with you and do it the right way. Like, because you can't lie to yourself. Like, you'll know what to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, like you said, photography, like how you go about when it comes to whoever you shooting that day or whatever's booked, like how you go about, okay, maybe we should take these pieces and we should shoot it over here. Or we should go to this park, or let's go over to by this club, or let's go by this little monument statue. However you go about it, like how do you go about, in order for this piece to really stick out, we're gonna shoot it over. Or you might just pick a random ass location that ain't even big like that.
Right.
And like, nigga, we gonna make this look like this. We gonna make this look like it's grand. Cause we really want to go.
I feel like most of the time when you do a random spot, that's when it be the dopest.
It do, but I really be paying attention, and I'm like big on that storytelling, so I got to make sure that the backgrounds is. I love architecture too, and we live in the most beautiful city, so it's like let me go out and use that to my advantage, especially with fashion, because you'll see like a lot of lookbooks, a lot of people that just have brands, they'll just shoot it in a blank wall, which isn't bad. Yeah, it just comes down to how you want to tell your story.
That's
so
true
for
too.
me, I like telling the story through environment too. So like what would match the piece, just not only theme wise, but also like colors. Like colors is also very important to me.
Yeah.
And so like I was just talking to bro about it before we had started. It was like my last drop was at the Heavenly Body strip club. And so like in the strip club, like the scenery isn't the best.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that it's in the club and it resonates with the piece. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, so location is very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So with photography, like when you put pieces together, like when you see something, like do you often just snap pictures and then like how do you go about when you looking at something and you take the picture? What is it you're looking for?
That's a great question. Thanks for asking that question.
Right on.
It's the composition and the emotion. So it's like I could take like 10 pictures of the same artist in the same spot, but if you can just tell they're not relaxed, or if they're not looking, or they're just not giving the emotion that matches the demeanor of what we're trying to say, like it'll just instinctively hit, like, you know what I'm saying? Even a model,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like even a model, you can just feel it.
Okay.
Like,
because a lot of people aren't photogenic. All right. So when you capture them, what is it you see and be like, this is the picture? Like, because certain times you might, like you say, you might take it and then be like, but then you keep taking it. What makes you see the difference in that picture?
Because for me, I know for a fact, the best pictures of me is if I'm doing, honestly. Me, I can't actually
so you
focus into the camera.
More so when you're doing some emotion.
I just never been a big picture taker, so it's like the best pictures of me is if you catch me, like if you right there and we talking right now, you probably catch me.
Yeah,
talking.
Right.
If I'm sitting over there,
absolutely.
Like, them type of joints.
And I shot that. So
Yeah.
like I was shooting for some of y'all stuff at the Evian, so I know absolutely like the best shots of y'all is in your element, in your creative element, in what you're doing. So yeah, when it comes to artists and models, it's like the best shots of the models just by shooting them with what they're doing. If they're getting ready to get dressed, or if it's a musician ready to record, or in the middle of their video set, because they're really feeling the lifestyle.
Do you think it's better to snap it when they're not paying attention?
I mean, it's subjective, but
because a lot of time when they paying attention, they got to try to get perfect.
Yeah, see,
I mean?
Yeah, when you try to act to get perfect, that's when it comes off corny.
Yeah,
like I don't really try to pose.
Okay, so that's why I could never be like, yo, catch me right here. Like, no, fuck that. Just whatever I'm doing.
Just start
shit gonna look good because you're gonna go through so many of them and even take the best one. So that's
absolutely.
That's why I always tell anybody that if I'm in a family function or whatever, and they want to come on, let's take a picture. No, man, just catch me as I'm doing something, because that's the best one. If you want me to sit here and look at you and you tell me to smile or whatever, it ain't gonna look. It's not gonna look natural.
I understand that.
I look at myself after you show me that shit. I'm like, damn.
Right, I feel you.
So that's kind of why I was like, man, hey, if you see me leaning on the car and I'm on my phone, hey,
take it. Yep, snap that one. That'll be a dope picture.
When you go through all of the ones you took. So that's kind of why it's like the best pictures to me. Just, man, if I'm moving, whatever I'm doing, I'm
doing emotion. I get it.
When you take a picture of me, that shit gonna look good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, instead of you just, yo, why don't you sit on that bench right there? Like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's trying too hard. Yeah, I feel that 100%.
Yeah.
And so like, have you had moments like that with whoever you shooting? They're like, can you give me over here? Give me over there? Like, damn, why don't you just act?
Wait,
let me.
Where you couldn't get like the perfect picture you wanted. So
yeah, nah, because I'll feel it for them. Like I'll feel it when like a model is trying too hard, when like a girl is doing too much with her arms, she's trying to flaunt too much. It's just like you don't even gotta pose. You know what I'm saying? You just do what you gotta do. But in that process, they'll learn it. Like I can give them the feedback into how to properly display like the body language.
Yeah,
you feel me? But yeah, it happens all the time. Like, yeah, well, especially like when it comes to like the musicians too, is like people want to feel that. They want to feel your personality, so you don't want to hide too much of it at the same time.
Of course.
So it's like when it comes to a musician, I feel like it's more lucrative to show, to be more visually present. So yeah, I mean, because I know a lot of artists is gonna watch this platform. So it's like just to give out some of the games, like musicians definitely show a lot of visually. Like you don't even got to be off a professional camera if you can do it, but visuals really set the tone for you.
Okay,
that's what I was drawn to is visuals.
Do you go to the museum a lot?
Not really, but I do like to shoot in the museum. Like we shot this piece. There was a Rome, the fall of Rome, matched with they had a Caravaggio exhibit at the Art Institute.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I gotta go shoot that there. Like with the real Caravaggio paintings. Yeah, that was crazy. That was like the most high I had aligned that. And then we had shot Bruce's his first video from his last tape at the Museum of Science and Industry. And what's crazy was I watched the old Do or Die video for Just Ballin'.
Okay.
And it was shot on the outside of that museum. So that was so hard because I'm like, because there's a garden, right? There's a garden in front of the museum called the Garden of the Phoenix. I think that's where they shot it at because it's all like greenfield. But then we had shot it on the inside. So when I saw the video, I'm like, damn, we had like brought that feeling back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's dope, man. City got everything, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
the city got everything.
That's what I noticed. Like y'all, you like to incorporate pieces that maybe from lyric to that song or the title of the song. Like the Drake, y'all had the Drake Hotel.
Yeah.
And y'all also had like hella snow.
Right.
Y'all had like trains, y'all would capture.
Yeah.
All the parts surrounding that area, and then he still got his performance shots and things like that. So that's why that's the one thing I often looked at when y'all did the 52 straight. I will often notice the pattern. I'm like, shot it over here. Oh, he shot it downtown. No, he shot that over east. He probably shot that at one of the pop-up events that goes on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all took full advantage of Chicago, period. Like
absolutely.
No, for real though. It's so many different areas. Yeah.
Shouts to Bruce. Now, for real, see what I like about Bruce's last project is because it was only 8 tracks.
Yeah.
It was more condensed to theme of each song. Like we could really tap in and make sure every detail of each song visually was portrayed the correct way.
Right.
So going back to the Drake video, right, was shot in the Drake Hotel, of course. And then the purple sign matched like the pink Heavenly Bodies piece that he was wearing that I designed.
Yeah.
And then behind that, right, it's called the Palmolive building. It's what the Louis Vuitton store is connected to.
Yeah.
That used to be the original Playboy building.
Damn.
Yeah. So like it connected in theme too. Like colorways of the Drake sign with the piece, and then we got the, you know what I'm saying, like the whole Playboy like aesthetic, like, you know what I'm saying, coming down back to homage. Yeah.
How do y'all go about like picking places to shoot the video? Because y'all pick places, a lot of times I'll be like, damn, where the fuck was they at? You know, like
Bruce talks about that all the time. It's just knowing how to capture the luxury of like the lifestyle, but making it relatable. Like we're not spending crazy amounts of money on videos, like straight off the lifestyle. Like we'll go out, enjoy the beautiful city, and we'll just shoot it as to where we're at. Now, like my peoples know more like spots, like more secret spots than I do. Right. So that's why they were able to pull off that 52 in a row. Every Monday. Right. So it's just using the city to your advantage is what kept that consistency for 52 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why the 8 videos that we just did within this year, it was a lot more focused. Like there's more visual storytelling. Yeah. But with the 52, it's like it still hit, but it's not as like focused as it was.
I mean, that one he did, I think they had the Juice WRLD Day. I'm sitting in the church track. This is before I figured out how they was about it, but I was trying to figure, I'm like, damn, how you shooting this video in the United Zone? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
While there's a whole thing actually going on.
Right.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm wondering like how they had to play it, because like, I know security might trip, depending on if you had permits, things of that nature. They gonna go by the book, but I'm just looking at certain videos in certain areas. I'm just like, damn, how is he doing this shit? And then I'm just saying, okay, maybe motherfuckers had the camera on. It's like, y'all, about these words, we gonna keep it. It's good. The parts that look good, we gonna keep the parts we don't want to keep.
Yeah, that shit
go. And I'm just seeing, and like shit, the editing and everything. And I'm just noticing. I'm like, okay, I could see how that goes. And I forgot which video that was y'all did. I think it was in Chinatown. I noticed he had somebody filming him. He was on the side filming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm seeing how, I'm like, yeah, everybody's piecing it together. It's really like a team effort. In order to pull this off, everybody got to be hands on. You know what I mean? And I'm just looking at how y'all went about it. And y'all really like, it seems as if like, okay, yeah, we got what we needed. Let's put this shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, what was that? How did y'all even go about the conversation? Like, we gonna drop a video every Monday for a whole calendar.
So for the first half of the year, I wasn't really in the ops yet. Like Bruce had put me in. He had took me in under their wing like in August of that year. So I'm at like the halfway mark. And you know, it comes back to the storytelling. Like when the first video I helped with was called North Pole Crazy, Mike Terror.
Yeah.
So it was just capturing like the northern part of where Bruce was from. You feel me? And just capture parts of his childhood and you know, giving people that feeling of just being there, you know? So when it comes down to, Bruce does most of the editing for all those videos.
Okay.
If not all of it. You know what I'm saying? I was just helping with the shot, like getting the scenery of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a lot of times it's just off of his creative direction and his creative eye. It's the lifestyle and the storytelling, like what matches the sound.
Yeah.
And I feel like I was blessed to come into the ops at this time because I really resonate with their sound, and that's not to sound biased. It's just I like that Godfather, like matured. You feel me? Like giving game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're still from the streets, so they give them that feel, that gritty feel.
Yeah.
It's more luxurious. It's like,
yeah, I swear.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I like.
You that's the best way to explain it. It really is. Like it's like a luxurious street life. You see what I mean? That's exactly what it is. And I like that. It's dope as hell.
Right.
The way the editing be put together in the videos, it's like you can tell he will get down to it. But he elevating himself at the same time.
Absolutely.
And man, that shit dope as fuck, man. I love it.
Kind of like Jay Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
It was a hustler trying to get out the game.
Yeah.
But he's giving you.
But you can see the transitioning.
How much of a transition it is to go from one step to the next.
Absolutely.
To where we at right now. So
man, that shit dope.
Makes sense. Like, so matter of fact, bro, let's take it back to when you was a shorty. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go, let's say, between the ages of 9 and 12, right? You got $5 or a couple dollars. It don't matter.
We do the $5.
We can give you $5.
Give him the $5.
Yeah, right. one of the adults, the big homies, cousins, brothers, whoever.
Right on.
That was older than you. Take this. Let's go. Do what you want. And then you decide, all right, I'm going to grab some candy, I'm going to grab some chips, whatever. How did you stretch that $5? Bro? What were some of the things you got to make that $5 stretch? You coming out with a nice heavy bag.
Boom, I'm definitely touching the strawberry shortcake. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Swiss roll joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already know.
No,
like,
the ice cream.
No, the ice cream one. No, the strawberry, shortcake ice cream. Yeah.
That was fine.
Right on.
That was probably like $2 now. But you know what I'm saying? They probably was like half the price back then, like when I was short.
Right, that's true.
I'd probably get like 2 or 3 of those and like a water. And I'm straight. Yeah. Cause you know what I'm saying? I'm a big ice cream type of dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I like ice cream. Yeah. All the time.
That's real. Real shit.
Now with some water, like that's the best feeling.
Yeah, no, for real though. Yeah.
Burn off with that.
No, for real though, that should be good, man. That should make your mouth
like
dry. You gotta knock it back real quick.
Really had to consider like how we gonna feel, you know?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna be tired, or we still
Man.
gonna have that energy for later? You know
No,
what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that idea though.
Definitely facts. Like, man,
I'll do the same shit. Get
I
some
know
water.
I know you always bringing up like this.
Yeah.
You can break that down for us. What is your ism? Because like you always talk that ism, so
Yeah.
you're real heavy on it. So I'm like, what's
the ism? So the
like
ism,
Jiggy V, like
the ism, I want to give a shout out to my OGs, like Sinful to P. He's from Chicago, from the west side of Chicago, but he had passed away like last year.
Right on.
But he, his boy had broken it down. So it's like, I'm gonna take that definition as to, and put in the perspective of my lifestyle as to what the ism was and what it is. What it is the ism is the spirit. It's the spirit that resides in the game of pimping. Now, I'm not no pimp. Like I wouldn't prostitute no hoes, you know, as a pimp no hoes. for the sake of prostitution because that's just not who I am. Like that, my whole mission is spiritual. Right. However, that game is universal. Like the ism and the spirit behind pimping is so universal, and it's important to have as a man, because as you elevate in the game, you are going to attract more women by default. Like there is no moving forward without attracting women, and especially women trying to test you, because they're going to test you by default. It's just engraved as to who they are. So the spirit of ism is being able to maneuver in the game of pimping. But for me, my context of teaching the ism is understanding the repercussions of who you're involved with sexually, right? Because a lot of, up until this point, right, simping has broken like family relationships.
Oh my God.
Has broken friendships. Like everything within my life,
man, bro,
was broken due to simping.
Yeah.
Like dudes to dudes getting crossed up. Like D-rolled.
What it is,
these dudes was getting D-rolled.
What it is,
in 08 by these hoes.
They emotions into shit. You don't put your emotions into it. That's the problem. Men getting too emotional nowadays, and that shit is that shouldn't go hand in hand when it comes with women. Like they are the ones that's emotional. But now it's a flip flop. Men being real emotional.
No, absolutely. But see, there's a spirit behind that.
Yeah.
Right. Christ tells us not to trust the lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, because it has you reacting out of the flesh, right? So before you can have lust of your flesh, it has to hit you in the eye.
That's right.
So dudes that are just tricked, that's why they're called tricks. They're tricked off of a woman's outer appearance.
Yes.
They fall for it because the girl knows, like, oh, in his eyes, I'm bad, so I can do whatever that's gonna get him to fold.
Yep.
So like that's why you have to operate in the spirit. If you can see that this girl is already, her spirit is dirty, then you know how to maneuver, and like you can cut her off when you can see her trying to run game on you.
Yep.
And that kind of comes back into personal testimony.
You got to know who you are.
That, but also with this whole piece, when I got incarcerated, like I had to X her out because she was trying to play funny. I was like, okay, I can see what you're trying to do. Let me get you out of here. But then now she took that to heart and was like probably not used to people cutting her off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially now, because in my generation, simping is at an all-time high. So before me, she'd probably deal with all these simps that was like, boosting her head up.
And willingly giving her anything.
Exactly. Yes. Just for the sake of how she looked. But now you got somebody that's checking you because they can see you for your spirit. And now they'll put you in places to where you belong, which is not around me. So that's why I express the ism based, and like there's real testimony as to what happened in my life where like everything that failed that could have been better was because of a dude simping. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, facts. It wasn't because of, I'm still young in my career where we haven't touched no crazy real amounts of bread yet. Yeah. So I haven't seen like, I've had people fall out over some stupid stuff with money, but mostly it was because of girls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, so it's like, and girls is you're going to have more girls as success comes, with or without money. Because you can experience success even without money. Like, you feel me? Like, money shouldn't be how dudes pull girls. Yeah. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this not to sound cocky, this not to brag or boast, but like, I've had girls before I had any type of money. So it's like, by that, I had the experience to know, like, yo, it's about really how who you are, like how you move. Yep. Girls will be attracted to that. Yeah. But if they see you as a trick, like you could be a rich trick.
They gonna get you no matter what.
Yeah, that's even worse. Yeah. You got money and you tricking.
Yeah. Like, but a lot of time that'd be the ones that really do it the worst. The ones that have money because they feel like they can spend it on anything. But when a woman see that, they gonna get you hard.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with if you do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not to like diss tricks. But if you're getting used and abused and you have no type of discernment, like you can't see at all, like that could lead you to kill people. Like that would probably lead some dudes to kill themselves.
Oh yeah, not only that, try to kill the woman they dealing with. Yeah, because when they really figure out what's going on, they be like, I'm about ready to kill her. Right.
Yeah, or
I'm in the hole.
Kill the dude.
Or kill the dude that, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like, damn, I'm in the hole. Like that's when that shit hit them. Like, wow, I already was blowing money like this.
But a lot of times people find out too late too. They'll sit there and let the woman get all this from them, and then be like, damn, finally realize that you was getting pimped. Yeah, bro. The whole time.
Right then, once it's too late, she done vanished. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now you doing all this digging to find out where could I find this person who I know that's going. You know what I mean?
It's a
so
dirty
at that
game.
point, that's when you know
what's going on.
That's why when they say you gotta take your losses, like the losses you gotta take, the ones you know you can't get back.
Right.
The ones
But you
that
gotta-
too
but-
far deep in.
But when it
Cannot
was a
get it
loss,
back.
it was also a mistake too. So you got to learn from that, because it'll happen again and you
right.
won't even see it coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you really
It's one
gotta-
thing to be generous.
Yeah, it's
but-
cool to be generous, but
then,
come
like,
on, you gotta know when you getting pimped,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
like
like-
just getting
You
got, you know.
noticing the money amount, it just goes up.
I'm like, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? The only time she really happy is when you spending money. You gotta pay attention to shit like that.
Right.
Or like the only time she really fuck with you is when you say, I'm gonna give you this and give you that. You gotta really pay attention to shit like that.
That's actually, we had talked about it before we had started the interview, but my last project that revolved around that whole understanding, right, was a drop that I had did at the Heavenly Bodies strip club. So Heavenly Bodies was like, I had made this presentation, and it talks about, you know, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? The three bodies, you're the flesh, the soul, and the spirit. But your flesh can, it's what's enticed by what the world gives us, like wealth, status, sex, whatever, right?
Yep.
Like if you don't have the Holy Spirit, like your flesh is going to be attracted, enticed, which then can corrupt your soul, right? So boom, the strip club is called Heavenly Bodies. So I did the piece, and I used that to, well, on their closing day, I dropped the piece in the club, and the piece was inspired by the Vice Lords, because the Don Bishop Magic Wand and Willie Lloyd was tight, but then the Don Juan left the game to minister the word of God. So it kind of became that full circle moment of being able to do that, like giving the word of God into a strip club, because it's called the Heavenly Bodies.
Right.
You feel me? So it's bringing the word into a dark place. Like you're supposed to bring the light into the dark.
That's true.
Now, yeah, like obviously, like there's a bunch of different things that can surround like the strip club. It's like you got tricks involved. You got the corporate industry that is pimping the hoes, but we have to understand it from a spiritual level, because, you know, for the wages of sin is death. So what you do to defile your temple, you will be judged for that, right? Whether if it's drugs, alcohol, or sexual immorality, you know what I'm saying? That became a medium for me to translate that message through the presentation in peace. So like it was crazy, because they had closed down the club like the same week or the same year that I had made the presentation, and I was going to do this piece, and like I was trying to figure out when would be the best way to do it, and then I find out that they're having a closing party. So I was like, I bet we gotta bust this mission real quick. I pulled up in there with like 10 t-shirts and a camera, like hands full. It was wild, but yeah, it was hard.
Right on.
It played out. It was the
No,
way
it
you
played
wanted
out.
it to.
God willing.
Yeah.
God willing.
Real.
Yeah, so look, before we slide, time to fly. You feel me?
That flew.
Who you shouting out?
Shouts to the Op, shouts to Bruce, shouts to Mike T, shouts to Jesus Peace, shouts to Eddie, shouts to Lonnie. So boom, right? With Bruce's last project with all 8 videos, we're bringing that into like a short film. So shouts to Lonnie Edwards. That's kind of been orchestrated by him. He's like a really elite visual director from the city. So boom.
Right on. Shout out.
Yeah, shouts to them, man. Shouts to Mikey Rocks. Shout outs to Nigel Holt. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Shouts to Gang. You know what I'm saying?
Right on. Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh man, lady, kids, niece, Faith and Nails. Of course, no insurance. You know what I'm saying? Jiggy, gotta get you, man. You dope motherfucker, man. It's a pleasure always having you, man. Especially when you're doing the photography too, man. Hicks beat, A1, always, always. Shout out my boys in the back, man. My sons, man. They came through and rocked with me. Vega, always, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. We got the Ops. Shout them out.
That's with 1P, by the way. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, yeah.
There ain't no other shit going
Only
on,
player
man.
shit. Only player
player
shit. Understood.
Official power structure.
There you go.
Original power source.
Woo.
Oppressed people syndrome.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? Opposing punk shit.
Hit 'em.
saying?
You know what I'm saying? There's a
It's
line after
meanness.
line. You hear me?
His meanings behind it.
Yeah, but behind everything. But shout out to them, man. They dope brothers, man. They be hitting y'all with some dope shit. Y'all better keep on tuning in, because I'm telling you, it's going up. And Nate, who you got?
Shit, the world.
There you go.
Everybody in it, man. V. What?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
What's
me.
up, man?
Always
Lou.
a pleasure.
Of course, my boy. You are.
No, we right out.
Yeah, Vega, of course, will let you know, letting us be up in here, do our thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get our shit off. You know what I'm saying? The boys is here, you know what I'm saying?
In the back,
you know?
yeah.
And we got the silent one. Trying to tell you know what the fuck going on. It's the
Yeah,
silent
you
one.
know what he
Like,
going
your son
on,
got
man.
bars though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Gang got bars.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Real shit, man. We got another one coming, too.
Yeah, we definitely got another one coming from him, so y'all stay tuned.
Might have to have V come through, shoot some flicks. But
Yeah, we
Sir,
can definitely do
absolutely.
that.
Let me know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And we finna go out with this video that he co-directed.
Oh,
saying,
shit.
Sorry.
and not to mention they got a movie. It's coming soon. I don't want to
Little short
divulge that
film.
yet, but it's like
Little
a
short
real
film.
deal. Spill is coming. Like we got the short film he's talking about, but it's a whole another one
Okay.
coming too. That's
Right
gonna
on.
be dope.
Can y'all do 2 videos? Can I send you a video?
Yeah, you could.
I bet after, because I want to show y'all both sides of like the visual, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Right on.
So, but we gonna leave out with there go dude, and you can catch V in there. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
There go do.
There we go.
Right on.
Truth is, y'all niggas expendable. You play with us and get a box of depends on you. These niggas ain't dope no more, they fentanyl. Put lanes in positions of power, they finna send you off. I've been the best in my city for a while now. My tree of influence on this bitch at the sky now. See me turn, reach out, wanna ask why now. We both know the answer. Fuck it, let me find out. Third blunt of the night, might burn rubber tonight. I got a couple with some bubbles, it's double trouble tonight. They just scored 69 and I got the dub. Strawberry champagne waiting on me in the tub. 100-inch mounted, feeling like Scarface. Stood up in the shower for an hour, cause that's how I play. Part in the body, I just lost myself a bit. Honestly, I forget that I'm just flipping alphabet. There go do. There go do. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Cause truth is, I'm forced to be ruthless. Cause ain't no such thing as someone around me that's useless. And I'm aware of how narcissistic that comes across. But I'm conscious every single breath I can come across. I done walked the fine line, shit made my core strong. Survive way stranger things than Demi Gorgons. Nigga, this Chicago, 24/7 action dramedy. I wipe whoever knows to protect my autonomy. Never dangle a steak by the wolves. Let their eyes open slow, that's how you illuminate a fool. I don't use gimmicks, I use the truth. Market making history, nigga, that's what I do. I've been the first on the hill, endured a lot of shooting. But pain is funny when you know how to transmute it. You don't have to talk about it when they watch you do it. That's how you bypass the goofballs and opportunists. Keep your eyes on the prize, nigga, nothing else. Keep your deepest plans to your fucking self. I was destined to become this. When I watch my enemies suffer, nigga, I feel numbness. Made the mindset from black to abundance. I'm too real for my name to get stained by a pundit. We ain't signing intellectual property for funding. Look at me. Do it look like I entertain fuck shit, nigga?
Send me on my way. Do or die.
Let's
Do or die, send me on my way. Dear God, send me on my way. All this pill pie, send me on my way. Fear God, then I'm on my way. I'm high like I lie, somewhere up in space. Let me pray to God, then I'm on my way. Keep that paralyzing nigga on my way. No, she fantasizing about me every day. Turn to gold when we fuck 'em up. I can't fear God till I see his face. Might be walking on a thin line. I almost died a couple times. Probably wouldn't feel sure today. Do or die, send me on my way. Dear God, send me on my way. All this pill pop, send me on my way. Fear God, then I'm on my way. I love drugs, doing them. Why you keep on doing them? All them drugs, doing them. If you talking cash, it's something about it, then I'm fluent in it. He ain't got no money for the future, I ain't doing it. No, doing it. I'm a villain, I like ruining. No, I can see right through you, I'm intuitive. How the fuck you say you hate me? Baby, we ain't doing it. Cause you say you love me when we doing it. Doing it. Why you keep on doing it? All them drugs, doing it. You ain't gotta give a fuck about me, I ain't losing nothing. You ain't gotta get the truth about me, I ain't doing nothing. Do or die, send me on my way. Dear God, send me on my way. All this pill pop, send me on my way. Fear God, then I'm on my way. I'm high like I lie somewhere up in space. Let me pray to God, then I'm on my way. Keep that paralyzing nigga on my way. Know she fantasizing about me every day. Turn to gold when we fuck 'em up. Rent a Tesla up in LA, then we fucked it up. Fuck it, bring your friend, we can double up. Off this double cup, when I pop this 30, suck it up. Dear God,